our chief guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Katsuki Kotaro, the Minister, Deputy Head of Mission of the Embassy of Japan in Sri Lanka, the council members of CPM Sri Lanka, the chairman of the conference committee and governing council member, Dr. Samantha Ratnayaka, distinguished invitees, Mr. Atula Idrisinghe, the past president of Justica, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me, on behalf of CPM Sri Lanka, welcome you to this 11th CPM International Management Conference. We are just coming after our Best Management Practices Company Awards 2024, and I'm also happy to say that here again we had His Excellency Mitsukoshi Hideaki as the chief guest, the ambassador for Japan in Sri Lanka. So this shows that this conference, which is on strategic resurgence, steering Sri Lanka's management landscape, is closely, and the Best Management Practices Company Awards 2024, is closely connected with the best management practices in Japan. So we are very fortunate to have today the chief guest, Mr. Katsuki Kotaro, who will be with us, and I'm sure that he will be able to give an excellent address on not only on Japanese systems, but Sri Lankan and world affairs. I remember His Excellency talking about a very important event that took place. Really, it was the then finance minister and the former president, the late J.R. Jayawardena. He mentioned about that. I'm sure Mr. Katsuki Kotaro would also mention in the speech. That's on 6 September 1951, where at San Francisco Conference, at the Peace Treaty at the Assembly of 51 Nations. I think this was really a historic occasion, and where late President J.R. Jayawardena mentioned, hatred ceases not by hatred, but by love. This was what was preached by Buddha, and also that he was able to take this to this treaty, and this was really something that was appreciated by everyone, and which also gave freedom to Japan. A lot of them were wanting to put various qualifications, but the treaty enabled Japan to obtain its sovereignty, equality, dignity, without any qualifications. So I think this is something that is remembered over and over again. When His Excellency, the President J.R. Jayawardena was the president, Japan donated the hospital, 1,000 beds, and then when I told the ambassador it was 1,000, he said no, it was 1,001, which included one bed for Excellency President J.R. Jayawardena. So we are indeed grateful. I think so many others, our parliament, so many others that are there. But I think in this situation, I'm sure that Japan, because we are really in a very, very difficult situation, where due to lot of, I could say, management mistakes, that we have come to this situation. So that we will be able to get your guidance, your support in reviving not only our economy but also the society. Because ultimately people think of economy, but it's the society and the people who really have to make a contribution to the economy. So I'm indeed thankful, and I must also thank Mr. Atula Idrisinghe for the great role he played in obtaining both the High Commissioner and Mr. Katsuki Kotaro for this conference. So as I said, it has a lot of meaning, and I mentioned yesterday also that we have to really make use of the management principles, the management practices, and of course the most important thing of management, the accountability and the responsibility. Today I was reading the newspapers. In the front page it says that 33% of the conditions laid down by the IMF have not been met. So what I would suggest is that we have to make everyone accountable and responsible. If that is there, then this 33% will be responsible and accountable for what happens. So it has to come not from the people who are lower down, but it has to come right from the top. From the president to the ministers, to the secretaries of ministries and the others who are operating. Because you know who are from the private sector. When you are given a job, you are not only responsible, but you are accountable for it. If you do not do it the proper way, if you do not give the return that is required, then I think they will take certain action. So that's what is required, because we can't just carry on. So that's why this conference is of great value. And yesterday we saw the best companies. I think today in our conference also, the excellent 5 will be making presentations. So this shows that they will be able to show exactly what they have done and made their companies successful. I'm also thankful to the foreign speakers, some of them who are here from Australia and also New Zealand, who have come all the way. Because this, I know the chairman was telling me that we really have to invite people who have gone overseas and they have really excelled and done well, where they can come and contribute to Sri Lanka. So this, I think, is a start where those who are living abroad will come to Sri Lanka and help us, especially in this time where we really want their support. But it all rests on all of us. It's not only us. And also, as I said earlier, the public service is of great importance, because whatever you do, if that is not being properly handled, we will be in great difficulty. So that's why I even mentioned yesterday that we have to ensure that the public service is independent. In India it is there, in other countries it is there. Prior to 1972 it was there when we had the Ceylon Civil Service, and it should be independent of the political system, where the politicians will frame the policies and the administration and work carried out would be done by the public sector. So I think this conference has really put into place how management should be done, not only in organizations, the private sector and the public sector, but also throughout the country in the public sector, and of course the SME sector. If you talk to anyone in the banking sector, there might be some of them who are here, they will tell you that they give the best rates to the big companies. I can see Mr. Conrad Dias here, he is laughing because he knows that, because they have very good management. But when it goes to the SME sector, they charge the highest rates. Their profits are coming from the SME sector. People are not talking. But why? What is the reason? That is because their management systems are very weak. Only the proprietor is there. He is doing everything. So then the banks do not have the confidence that they have in the big companies that have a proper management system. So these are matters that we should take into consideration, and I'm sure that the chartered professional managers, a professional body for the management profession is there. You could all join it, you can all contribute to it, and I'm sure that these practices that we are doing, the philosophies of management, which is there in all professions, could be taken together for the betterment of this country and also to overcome any difficulties that we have. It is the best management practices that will help us. Thank you.